Hi David, thank you for taking the time to have this conversation with me. I wanted to start out by asking about your career as an oboist. So how long have you been playing the oboe?
I've been playing the oboe since I was around 12 years old, which actually scarily means almost 20 years now.
Wow, okay. Yeah. So what made you gravitate towards the oboe?
I initially played the drums before I played the oboe, but we lived in a terraced house in the north of England, and it started to annoy the neighbours quite a lot after some point. So my parents thought it would be a good idea for me to switch to another instrument, and they looked at the oboe as a good replacement. Looking back, I'm starting to think that maybe they were just trying to annoy my neighbours even more. Even more. I'll be honest, maybe the first few years of playing the oboe, I wasn't in love with it. It was just something I did as part of my education. But I think when I first listened to the Richard Strauss oboe concerto, that was when I really started to gravitate towards the oboe as an instrument.
You have an upcoming concert as part of the London Contemporary Soloists, and I wanted to also talk a little bit about your time in this group. Would you say are there any highlights of your time?
I would say as a general highlight, it's always really fun because it's always such an open group of musicians who are open to such new music, and they're always really high standard players and really versatile. And we play all this contemporary music, and then also, in contrast, we do some earlier music as well, from classical and Baroque period, which has been really exciting to explore both sides of the repertoire.
That's amazing, because I was meaning to ask you, in this upcoming concert there are also both contemporary and also more classical pieces. Do you approach them any differently?
It's an interesting question. I think naturally we will approach music like the Mozart that we're doing in the concert. We all know Mozart as musicians, so it's hard to approach it with a totally fresh set of eyes. Whereas the contemporary music, it tends to be very new or completely new to us. A lot of the music we perform with the London Contemporary Soloists has never even been performed before, so we have no choice but to look at it with a totally fresh set of eyes. With Mozart, at the same time, I think it's really interesting if we can try and imagine that we've never heard of Mozart and we've never played Mozart before. So even though certain gestures we will just do automatically, it's nice to try and approach the music as if it's something new.
I was also wondering, I think this is just an interesting question to ask anyone who's part of music like you are. Do you have a favorite piece you've played?
Oh, that's a really tough question. It would depend what mood I'm in. I couldn't say. I love Mozart. I've really enjoyed performing Mozart concertos. This is the first time I'll actually perform the quartet, so I'm really looking forward to that. I really love a lot of romantic chamber music, particularly Robert Schumann, and also on oboe we've started to also play some Clara Schumann romances, which are also written for violin and piano. We now play that on the oboe as well. So yeah, I think maybe the two Schumanns. I love playing some of their music. For sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite piece you haven't played?
Yes, definitely. I've never actually performed the Richard Strauss concerto with an orchestra, but I will be performing it in June later this year. So
amazing.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Something to look forward to. Okay. What are you most looking forward to in this upcoming concert is my question.
I think it would possibly be the Mozart in terms of performing, because I've never performed it before. So I'm always excited to do that. I love Mozart's music. It's so operatic. But I am really excited. We start rehearsals today, so I'm really excited to actually explore the new contemporary pieces, because you always discover so much as you go through the rehearsals with the group. So I'm really excited for that as well.
That's amazing. Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to the concert. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview with me.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.